Hello and welcome to this again. Uh, Apparently I can't live stream through my phone anymore because YouTube said fuck you to anybody with less than 1,000 subscribers, and I think I have two. So here we are. I make this video used to be every 6 months or so, but now it seems to be every couple of years. I'm having a bit of a strange night, mainly because I'm thinking about. Okay, it's not a bug. I'm sorry. I had bugs about a month ago, and I have not fully gotten over thinking that every single black speck that I see is a bug, and I'm just really sick of being bitten by things that are not my boyfriend. Um, Anyways, I'm having a weird night because my mom called me. My mom and dad went away. They're fine. They're not dead or anything. They decided to get a van and go across the country selling antiques and stuff. Good for them, I suppose. Seriously though, good for them. They're having all the fun. But she called me and I don't know, she just needed to talk to me because she had a dream. And in the dream, I was very mean to her because I thought that she had like abandoned me or something. I was accusing her of like running away, which I mean, sure, they kind of ran away, but like, I'm an adult. My brother's an adult. She's fine. She can do what she wants. I don't care. However, I started having thoughts. And these thoughts were mostly along the lines of wondering if my dad has any fucking idea why I was so angry at my aunt, his sister, for the majority of last year. Because we were not okay for until like the middle of summer. It was a bad time. And I don't know if he knows why. Like, I know that he was very angry with her when my mom explained that like she had blown up on me, but I don't know if my mom actually explained why she blew up on me. And she blew up on me about being non-binary, basically. I don't know. We were talking about how Vermont allows you to have a gender neutral license, which cool, fucking cool. Like, I did not know that that was a thing. I live in a bubble. Vermont is a bubble. It's cool. It's nice. It's a good option. And like I get my friend Alex has some concerns because like your license can be used to like know what kind of immediate medical care you would need if you're in some kind of an accident. I get that. But I think it's just like an extra symbol on there or something. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't done a lot of research into it because I had already renewed my license by the time that I figured that out. So I was like, I have 4 years. I'll think about it later. Four, two, something like that. I have way too much manic energy right now. It is way too late at night for this. Anyways, I was very angry with my aunt because she basically attacked me for 2 hours for existing and then tried to act A as if she'd done nothing wrong and B as though she was the victim. Uh, no, thank you. But I don't know if my dad knows that I was angry with her because she hates people who use they them pronouns. Ah, so now I'm having a bit of a crisis. Not really a crisis. I don't know. I just don't. I have this problem where a lot of the things that I hate about myself stem from conversations I haven't had with my father about things that my father thinks about people like me, if that makes any sense. My camera's doing fucky things because it's not bright enough in here. Hang on. Ugh, that's too much light. But that looks a little bit better. Okay. Top of the board. I am bisexual. That is the first time I've said that out loud because I used to go under pansexual, but eventually I realized that bi was just a word I liked better. It's not really any more restrictive. I just like it better. Um, and technically I'm biromantic. Demisexual, which I try not to say because explaining it to people usually ends in a vacant stare. Um, I'm also a little weird on the whole gender thing been that way for a hot minute. Not really sure what's going on there. Don't really like being a woman. Don't really like being anything most of the time. But oh well. Um, my boss and my coworker don't seem to care, so that's good. Does my family care? Yes. Do they know? Minimally. The thing with my dad, though, the reason I'm having this slight breakdown is because my original problem with myself was if he thought I was anything but straight, he would have failed as a parent. Oh, that's a heavy thing to hold on to, and I've been holding on to that since 2013, 2012, something like that, 7 or 8 years. Too long. Too long. Far too long. Yeah, but he doesn't know that I was ever made privy to that information. He does not know because that was a conversation I had with my mother because he was busy pouting because I had been dressed up as a guy and he thought that meant I was a lesbian. Does that make sense to any of you? No? I thought not. I just So there's that. And that is the main reason why I have well, basically, this is the main reason why I shut down any sort of attraction to anybody for most of my life. Aside from the fact that I was homeschooled and barely had interactions with other children around my own age, aside from a handful of them, and most of them I didn't like, and one of them I liked very much, but I knew she was straight, so I didn't do anything about it, and that was fine. But I did hate myself for a very long time for liking other people. If you open the door, you're gonna be on the internet. Oh, I lied. It's looking at the other door. You're
Okay.
good.
I'm here to use the restroom.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna shh for a second. I don't know if it really matters. I'm just having thoughts. Okay, boy is back downstairs. I don't like. I get self conscious when there are people in my house that can hear me talking to a computer. I just do. It's fine. Uh, yeah. So, Vermont allows you to have an other or a none option. Again, I haven't actually looked. I just know that it's a thing. I don't know the specifics. It just allows an additional option, male, female. There's a third option on your license for what you can put there. And I didn't know this. And so I was hanging out with my mom and my aunt and one of their friends who I like. And I had been having a bad month. I'd been having a bad winter. It was long. It was too long. I was in the middle of the worst part of my seasonal depression cycle where I was simultaneously like completely numb and also way too much at the same time. And so I was just hanging out with them, just thinking like I can come here, I can drink a hard seltzer and eat some good food and zone out while they talk about crafts and Tanya's children, I guess. Um, and so I'm doing this, and then I don't know how we got on the conversation, but my aunt brought up the fact that Vermont allows you to have an other option on your license. And being zoned out as I was, I didn't really catch the fact that her tone was kind of disgusted. And so I immediately perk up and I go, "That's really cool." And she looks at me and she goes, "No, it's fucking not." And this turned into 3 hours of first me trying to explain, yes, that is cool, and eventually getting to the point where A, she felt entitled to know what's in people's pants. B, she thinks that they need to pick a side, as in she doesn't care if they're trans, but they need to pick if they're going to be a man or a woman and stay that way. Questions. And 3, that she would not know how to talk to someone who was neither a man nor a woman. And at this time, I was still very confused about my own feelings. Um, I just knew that I wasn't a woman most of the time. Um, so I'm getting visibly upset, and eventually she says, "Well, I just couldn't talk to somebody like that." And I am about to cry. And so my mom's, who has also been having a very rough time, she worked for DCF at the time, and that shit wears on her because we're both empathic as fuck. And that's just exhausting. That is exhausting on a level that I cannot even comprehend because the emotional labor that is required to work in a place like that, just no, no, thank you. Um, yeah, so that happened. My mom cuts in and goes, "Well, you can talk to Jenna, right?" And the way my mom is looking at me, like I know she's already figured it out. Like I know she knows the thing that I am trying very hard not to say. And so my aunt goes, "Yeah, of course I can talk to Jenna." And I just look at her and I go, "Can you?" And then I get up and I leave and I go to the bathroom and I cry and fucking she follows me. She follows me. And so I do the only thing that I can do in the situation, or at least the only thing I felt I could do, which was come out before I was ready and use myself as an explaining point while she ignored everything I said and took it as though I was attacking her for 2 more hours. It was great. It's a good time. Long story short, I did not speak to her for a very long time. And I cold shouldered her at every family gathering. And eventually, one time I had seen her in passing and it ended up triggering like a PTSD like effect. And I had like consecutive panic attacks for the next several days. That was not good. We're good now, I guess. Like I still like I'm not mad anymore. Like I'm mad that it happened, but I'm not currently angry with her. It's just another thing that I will not talk about. It's a growing list of those things. But the thing is, uh, both my parents were super pissed at her. Like my mom has been her friend for 25 years. And my mom basically told her, "You either need to figure out a way to make this better and apologize to my child and never do something like that to her again, or we're not friends anymore." And also, my dad wanted to like physically hit her, which I mean, siblings, so I get that. But also, that was kind of really sweet. But I don't know if he knew like the extent of why I was mad at her, and that's freaking me out because I don't know. Like, I don't know if it matters because like he would never talk to me about it ever, and I would never attempt to talk to him about it. So it will literally never come up. But I don't know if he knows, and it's driving me crazy. And I kind of want to ask my mom if she explained to him like why we were that way. But at the same time, I kind of just want to leave it and forget it. But right now, my brain is going so fast that it doesn't actually realize that that is the rational response, that I can just Feel like, I don't know. Moving on with life. Moving on with life. I had to do a bridal show a couple weeks ago, and I did it with a they them pronouns button stuck to my chest the entire time in front of my only coworker and my boss, and both of them were fine with it, and nobody misgendered me, and it was great. Um, and I met like 400 people that day. 400. Oh boy. I hope I don't get the flu. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna get sick. I don't have time to get sick. I think this is the most manic one of all of these that I have done. Like, this video used to be a biannual, is that how that works? Biannual twice a year or every 2 years? I think semi-annual is every 2 years or every 2 to 3 years, or I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a numbers person. I'm a words person and an art person. I don't do numbers at all, unless it's figuring out how much I'm getting paid. That's where I am right now. Which is funny because that's kind of where Jesse is right now, in a different way. Except Jesse's on the opposite spectrum. He's where I was when I was trying to not have to be the bigger person with my aunt, which I wasn't. Well, I did have to be in the end. Fucking go me. But I managed to not be for the longest time because I wanted her to actually own up to the garbage that she'd done. And I was trying to stop with the whole mental hoop jumping thing, which I still do, which is feeling bad about something, wanting to talk about it, and then not talking about it because I know how bad it'll make the person whose fault it is feel, and feeling worse because of that. I'm trying not to do that anymore. So instead, I've just been writing. I've been funneling all of my queer rage into Jesse Addison, which, sure, that works. I mean, he doesn't seem to mind. He deals with it much better than I do. He could use a little extra rage. He's a little too happy go lucky. It's a lie. He was suicidal for like a very long time. But it's fine. He's good now. I don't know who you are, but I love you very much. I would like to be writing, but I also really wanted to get this down in a way that I could look back on. I'm sorry that I keep doing this. I don't like my hair right now. I want it to be longer. I've been trying to grow it out because I bounce between wanting to grow it out and wanting to cut it all off because it gets to a point where I'm like, this is not worth it. But I want to grow it out so that I can do things with it. I want to grow it out so that I can do things with it. I need to wait because I haven't had it longer than this in like a few years. And I'd like to get at least nipple length. That would be nice. It's an odd frame of measurement, like mid back, which is completely different space. I'm sorry. This must be so disjointed and strange to be watching. I still have a lot of problems. I'm still very not okay with myself in a lot of ways, but I'm getting better at that. I look like either Eleven from Stranger Things or just any generic child from like the late 80s, early 90s. Thank you, Mother, for this shirt. And also this, I think. No, this came from Gigi. The matching pants came from my mother, which I'm not wearing. I'm wearing shorts because it's too fucking hot in here. Because I turned the heat on and then I forgot to turn it off. Sometimes I wonder stupid things like what if I was just to talk about all of this stuff openly with my entire family? Like, what would happen? What would happen? I just walked up to any member of my family and was just like, hello, did you know I'm fucking queer as fuck? Also, I practice witchcraft. Did you know that? And the answer is yes, because it's on all of my social media all of the time. And by all of the time, I mean the 2 or 3 times a year that I actually post on social media. I just wonder. And sometimes I wonder which thing my nana would take more offense to. Would it be would it be the sexuality thing? Would it be the gender thing? Would it be the witchcraft thing? Something in my heart tells me it would be the witchcraft thing. Is it because she told me I was going to hell as a child for reading shitty sweep novels? Yes. Yes. But in the same breath, there's people like Aunt Colleen who, after that whole mess that I posted on that one day, whatever, optimized charging scheduled to finish at 4 in the morning. But I don't care, just charge. Do you think I care how you charge? Just make the battery go. Aunt Colleen, who in one message tells all of us, last night I drop kicked a fucking demon. She didn't swear. I don't think Aunt Colleen knows the word fuck. Um, versus texting me to tell me that she loves me no matter who I love and that Jesus also loves me. I'm like, I don't do the Christianity thing, but that was very nice. And I know coming from her, that was extremely genuine, and I love her to death. She is amazing. How her sister is the way she is, I do not know. Well, I do know, but you can't choose your family. Well, you can, but some of them you are stuck with. I think that was all the manic gay I needed to get out. Caleb found me on the floor earlier, sitting in a circle, doing some tarot readings. He asked me why I was on the floor in a circle, and I was like, why do you think? And he told me it's because I'm a fucking gay. Because that's something that a gay would do, sit on the floor in a circle doing tarot readings. And I'm like, yeah, you're exactly right. I am big gay. My life is good. My life is good, and my life would be better if I stopped focusing so much on the things that have already happened and started focusing more on the things that I am going to do. But it's very hard for me because a lot of my formative things were kind of bad. And like, not normal formative things, but like stuff like that. Every coming out experience I've ever had was both not my choice and a terrible time. It makes me want to bang my head against the wall. But I won't, because I'm still a little bit afraid that there's bugs on my wall, even though I've checked it and I know there's not any bugs there. It's okay though. It'll be okay. Right now I'm okay. And eventually I will be more than okay. I do want to do some writing though, but I don't want to make all this click clack noise because I know it's going to bug you. It bugs me when people do the click clack noise when they're live streaming because it hurts my ears because I normally use headphones. So I'm going to say goodbye and I'm going to sign off and I'm going to go do some writing. Probably for Jesse, but maybe for Alex. It depends. Maybe Carrie. Maybe Moira. Need to flesh out her backstory. Need to figure out what I'm doing. Need to finish this draft. Have a wonderful evening. Do 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 do.